What's up, everybody? It's Matt, and there's been a lot of talk about ApeCoin recently, and in today's video, I want to give you guys just an overall rundown about where I see it headed in the future, and why I believe this token is definitely worth not forgetting. So if you guys are new, make sure to drop a like, subscribe, and let's get right into it, folks. So there's been a ridiculous amount of hype around ApeCoin, and the crazy thing is that already it is ranked number 37 on CoinMarketCap out of all of the tokens out there, with a market cap now of around 3.7 billion, which is nuts. I mean, this is literally nuts for a token that just came out. And by comparison, if you were to compare this against everything else on CoinMarketCap, you guys can see that ApeCoin is literally up there with the greats, the Sandbox. It will overtake soon Internet Computer. Plenty of fantastic projects, Decentraland, that it is actually creeping up against. So the question is, will ApeCoin end up just being another dump that goes nowhere in the future, or is this worth holding on to for the long term? Now, why would you be interested in this? Why would you, watching an NFT channel, be interested in ApeCoin? Well, ApeCoin is extremely related and extremely tangible to the NFT market, because for those that are not, sort of in the loop on this, ApeCoin was officially launched by Bored Ape Yacht Club as an airdrop. So this was given to people who were holding on to a Bored Ape Yacht Club. And again, the current floor price right now, 107 Ethereum. So if you guys just happen to have $300,000 just laying around, then I imagine this would be the thing for you to pick up. But unfortunately, again, this is such a high barrier of entry and such a difficult thing to wager on, as tomorrow, if the NFT market takes a little bit of a dip, it's very easy for the Bored Ape Yacht Club to head down to a floor price of 70 or 80 again. But before we go any further, guys, let's talk a little bit about my Patreon. I have worked tirelessly to make this the best NFT group out there. By joining my Patreon, you guys get literally an insane amount of content. You'll get a custom Discord role, direct access to me in a DM, full access to Matt's NFT dojo, crypto and altcoin trade signals, access to my exclusive NFT watch list, whitelist opportunities, priority access to my live streams, and so much more. To be honest with you guys, I think it's a steal for only $10 a month. And of course, if you guys would like to talk to me over voice in a voice call, you guys could always join the Emerald and above tier, which has that offered. Currently, there are hundreds of people joining the Patreon every month, and they absolutely love it. Link down below in the description. So where do we, as the average investor who does not have $300,000 laying around, how do we get involved in this? Well, there's a very simple answer to that, and that is ApeCoin. So again, ApeCoin is very different, in my opinion, than the average NFT passive income token, because what happens with NFTs a lot is an NFT will give you a token. If you looked on OpenSea here and scrolled through all of the different drops, you could probably find some things on here. If you went even over the past week and looked at some of the other ones here, you could probably find something that would give you some level of passive income, and some of these are very, very good. Like, take a look at basically anything on this list. You'll realize that, Metroverse Genesis, here's a prime example. I've been staking this and earning passive income on this for a while now, and I like it a lot. But is the MET token nearly as sought after or desirable as ApeCoin? The answer to that is definitely no. The value of MET token has consistently gone pretty much down since the launch of Metroverse Genesis, and they are, trying to change that and trying to build on it, and that's wonderful. But the idea here that I'm trying to portray is that Bored Ape Yacht Club is in a league completely of its own. Completely. I mean, there is nothing that is even remotely close to this in terms of community. And even if you wanted to use CryptoPunks as a metric, which, a lot of people do out there, even if you wanted to use this as a metric, there is simply no way to compare the strength of the overall community with Bored Ape Yacht Club. And if I had that money laying around, I would definitely buy a Bored Ape Yacht Club before I would buy a CryptoPunk. So when we take a look at ApeCoin, this is not just some generic token that is being airdropped or being earned through staking that people are swapping and converting to, say, Ethereum and getting out of immediately. This is essentially a tokenized way to get involved in Bored Ape Yacht Club, and that is something that I think a lot of people have realized, and that's why this token isn't just going to zero. I've been very successful with ApeCoin so far and made some profit on the initial launch, and I did let my Patreon subscribers know about that. So definitely, again, check out the Patreon, guys, down below in the description. I did let my Patreon subscribers know about my plans for ApeCoin when it was, coming out and all that, so that was very cool, and I am still holding on to a lot of my ape because I believe that people will end up buying up this bottom and ultimately will use this token for other things in the future. If you want a good example of this, here is a look at what Yuga Labs is planning on doing. So an extremely well done, I mean beautifully crafted video here showcasing something they have planned the other side in April, powered by ApeCoin. So they are directly working on something that is obviously very, very well produced and is very professional. Or they're already working on something like this that will be used with ApeCoin. So ApeCoin already is being granted what looks to be its first utility. So why would you sell something that in around a month or so would have a very strong utility? Seems unlikely. Same thing, we take a look at the ApeCoin protocol, the ApeCoin overall kind of plans here. They have the ApeCoin DAO, which is great, and they have so many plans here going on. They have the ecosystem fund, charity, launch contributions. This is how it was allotted. And then they talk, of course, about how you would claim it. They talk a little bit about how it's going to work, all of that, FAQ, foundation board, Yuga Labs. So there's definitely a lot going on here, and I do believe that this token will be used in the future to actually do things. I believe this will not just be a store of value for Bored Ape Yacht Club, but even if it was just a store of value for Bored Ape Yacht Club, there's really nothing wrong with that. That is essentially a tokenized way, a microscopic way of getting involved in Bored Ape Yacht Club and actually owning a piece of the Bored Ape Yacht Club. And again, that is to me what separates this from just your average, NFT airdrop. It definitely is not. So when we look at, statistically what this token is doing, we're down around 9% here on the day. Market cap, again, 3.7 billion, which is still nuts. The volume has been, just bonkers over the past 24 hours, still at $3 billion, and that is even down 68% from where it initially was. But again, here is what is incredible to me, folks. When we look at the entire, graph here overall, we see the initial spike, which heads up an awful lot, and it's actually almost impossible to even show on this graph. But the initial price of this was like extremely, extremely high. Some people bought in at $50. These poor people here on this list are venting about their losses here. A guy here buys in at $50. But after that initial surge, which leads to initial drop, it always does. That's how airdrops work. After that initial plummet, we have right around the $8 mark, which is where I bought. Then we have it hitting around 6.4 at an all-time low. Then me here, buying in at $8, and you watch it basically head all the way up and establish a level of support a little bit above 13. Now the question is, this has been going on for a day. That's great. Will the ApeCoin token be able to maintain itself above the $13 mark? And if not, where will the new line of support be? Because it definitely looks like, in terms of a line of resistance, what we are actually fighting against, the sort of opposing pressures of getting us up to a higher price target, it definitely looks like it has basically tested and failed at around the $16, $17 mark. And each time, you guys can see right around $16, $17, there is some expected pullback. So I think that ApeCoin will need to break the $16-ish mark before it really rides and has an explosion in the future, which again, it very well could. If this market cap were to double, that would place it right around $26, and that would place it definitely around the 20-ish in the entire world spot for cryptocurrency out there. So definitely a lot of potential of this in the future. I see this in the next few days, probably hanging around this price, maybe heading to 15 or something like that. But in the future, it's very hard to say where this could go. I think it can only go up from here, to be honest, as once Yuga Labs gives this real purpose, once they give this coin, something to actually do and to spend it on, and a good way of integrating it, I think the sky is the limit for the Bored Ape Yacht Club. And again, they have proven it time and time again that they can do it. So with that being said, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys have enjoyed. If you guys did, make sure to drop a like and subscribe, of course, to the channel, but also drop my Patreon down below in the description. My name is Matt. See you guys on the next one. Peace.